Hi Capricorn, welcome back for your February twin flame reading. That was a bit tongue twisting. Those of you who are new, very warm welcome. Those of you who are coming over from my other channel, YILDIZ readings, a very warm welcome. Now, if you are wanting to make a booking, you can go to the link that is directly below. And I have actually updated the website so you know whichever YouTube account you're coming from. Yes, in fact, I do run both YILDIZ readings and this channel. So if you are wanting to make a booking, you can go to that link. Now, the energy of what's coming through for you guys, I've pulled a chakra card for each side. And the reason I've started doing that is to see really spiritually in your 5D self or at a 3D level what's going on and how the mirroring directly is coming through. I've also pulled another 2 cards as in, you know, what your karmic energy is in a sense of a lesson to purge to that you possibly might be moving through energetically. And again, to see the mirroring going on. And there has been a lot of that going on recently. Now, you guys are doing similar things. Now, really at your intuitive level, both of you are using your third eye chakra. You know, both you, Capricorn, on your side and your twin are both using the same point, okay? Crown chakra and third eye I'm seeing energetically. I'm also feeling very separately you have throat chakra going on. Now this can be an aspect where you're cautious about communicating. It can also be where you're directly not communicating and you're needing to do that within your own life. Also at a spiritual level, the energies of what your overall is. Yeah, I suppose we could get into it now. Something in this read is going to tell you that you're not feeling or seeing the blessings within the situation. And this is on Capricorn's end. And again, both energies, particularly because you are a twin, they're going to swap and they're going to interchange. So especially when you look at the energy of your twin, be it you choose that path or you choose not to, you directly will always be interlinked with this person. So this is a real energetic look into what perhaps they energetically might be going through. Again, do look at their rising signs if you know them, as well as your own, to get a broader range of what is going on spiritually between the two of you. Twin is also either releasing the wounds or has not. There might be something that's more hidden deep down that might be being addressed through this transit. Now I'll get into what was coming through with the cards and then I can hyperlink it back with the blocks. For Capricorn, moving through, there may be an aspect of something you hear through the grapevine. And again, you're going to have to trust your intuition, okay? You're going to have to trust the bigger picture of the reasons why certain things happen, especially of looking beyond what the 3D is and mentally, telepathically tuning into what you feel the higher point of it is. And it's interesting because your karmic lesson is to not go outside of yourself, but to trust your intuition as to what is going on with this direct situation, which does completely make sense. It's like not looking outside of yourself for that clarity, but really going inside yourself and using your intuition with this. Now, it is in the upright position. So, you know, the lesson in it through this 2-week cycle is very much to understand this is a blessing in disguise. At the time, it doesn't feel like it, but you having an inner knowing of your intuition is going to be extremely important, especially when it comes to external conflict. That can be within your own life or within the twin flame journey, but the crowning energy that's coming through is very much, you know, maybe reflecting back on how things were, but intuitively perhaps comprehending and understanding why you might not be seeing right now how it's going to be a blessing, but in hindsight you physically will. And this can be a 2-week transit for you because I am doing mid-months. Now, you're trying to come to a judgment in your mind, right? And again, notice how the blindfold's on. Again, your intuition, right? Your third eye. Using that energy to come into duality with your masculine and feminine within you, which is more your pain body energy. You know, the feminine is very much an energy that has her feelings, and both of us have that in a balance. It's the aspect of our our emotions being really tuned in and knowing why things are coming through, having that intuition to do that inner work. Also having to make a decision with balance moving forward in February. And this is in relation to your twin, which is interesting because the same positions for your twin is very unique. Now, with you perhaps reflecting back on the past of any energies that weren't particularly balanced, your twin currently is feeling the birth of a new idea. It can be if they had blockages to do with children or family and kin. Again, with these core wounds, it can be childhood-related dynamics. It doesn't have to be fertility, but for some of them it can be family-related dynamics. But I'm feeling more from a spiritual point of view. This could also be very separately where them being able to manifest cash components, employment, businesses, this being extremely important energetically and the power within it. It's again reflecting back to where they did have power, where they have this realization, and where perhaps in the past they were lacking in inspiration. So it wasn't a sense of they didn't have the power to do that, that they were externalizing it when it was physically internalized. So emotionally and spiritually, the blockage was from within. The power, they're having a realization that they had, and you intuitively are feeling the reality of what was before and that things weren't balanced. Okay, you're knowing this. You're knowing that it was external related dynamics, but you're having to go inside yourself to realize this. And again, even with the external dynamics, when we do come into duality, we have a realization that we can take care of our own domain, our senses, our personal boundaries, and when we create that balance, the connection then can only come to us correctly with balance. And we create those healthy boundaries to protect us, but not to shut us off. And particularly in 2018, it really highlighted that at times we were on guard due to past tense emotional hurt in the pain body. Moving forward is very much a comprehension of such and a download of such, especially with your intuition on both sides coming through. So their energetic third eye, if you can balance yours, this will help you balance your twin's third eye of what they're not seeing. I feel for you, Capricorns, you're dealing with it more on a spiritual sense, whereas this energetic twin on this side is looking at it more from an external sense in the 3D. You're reflecting back, they're having an epiphany why in the 3D now. So where you want to create the balance, and it might be you coming to a compromise, their intent is to take it to this point. So whatever you're doing on your side, Capricorn, or vice versa, however the energies relate, there is a balance coming between you in a sense of judgment with connections. So you may be in an energetic karmic connection. Again, you don't have to be interconnected to a relationship to be in a karmic energy. Purging and having that, energetic ascension within it and moving beyond it is very much moving beyond the 3D nature of the block and purging it to a point it's moved so you can move forward. Both of you are open to this new balance, and it's very promising that it's coming through in this way. Capricorn, wake up call time. Again, I'm feeling for you energetically more ascension. It can be that you're dealing with a Libran energy, but I don't like really to get into the details of the zodiac, because this is your twin, you and your twin. At the end of the day, some sense of judgment and balance is coming through. Some of you can be dealing with legalities, contracts, I'm saying. Tying up loose ends, trying to get the balance, moving through any old frequencies to make an assessment of where you are now. Now, in the past, if there was a karmic energy of a third party, you're making a judgment based on that, but you're guided to intuitively assess it based on the 3D. of where you are currently now. Not intuitively, you can project forward to see the future, but we do need to use the 3D in order to take every step forward. And that does mean placing yourself first. And I know it sounds cruel, but keeping yourself safe, keeping yourself grounded, doing the work that you need to do in your 3D and not letting anything hold you back. Twin will always catch up, but if you hold yourself back, you're physically holding your twin back. You can be, due to the judgment, looking at, okay, perhaps they were with the karmic energy and comprehending the energy there, understanding perhaps if they did have an energetic karmic, and the karmic could have been a job, a child, an ex, cheating, whatever that be in an energy. It can even be the blockages, your side or their side. Looking at that is helping you release and purge that cycle, that it's not remaining the same, it is physically changing. Now, when it comes to the judgment, you're wanting to invest in something for the long haul. And this can be energetically telling you the truth of the matter at the 3-day and the 5-day. There's a fly in here bothering me. That you can move this to the next level, and it is an ongoing transformation. It is something that you will be working on through your life being a twin. So even if you are choosing to invest elsewhere with someone who you feel is more stable, I may yet start doing twin flame soulmate energies of you combining with a soulmate and moving forward spiritually, if you care to look at that. Some of you may be on the fence about how you're going to move forward, but you do want to make great plans. And I do feel for some of you, this is going to come in at left field, either on your side or counterparts. There is movement going forward. You're willing to move forward no matter what. Try and not make any hasty decisions though. Don't come into the frequency and the energy of, gee, you know, I'm faithful to this path, yes, but one must always be faithful to your own direct position. Again, I am feeling moon energy as relevant to you this month, so it can be a time frame of something of a transformation coming through, of an understanding with a commitment and what will be coming. So I'm hoping that makes sense to you, but I'm feeling as though you will understand who's for you and who's against you by the moon energy, full moon or new moon either. You'll also be looking at where you invested incorrectly, and you're really wanting to move things forward. You're wanting to move above and beyond it, but there can be an aspect probably during the second week that you're dealing with that is an old energy that you have moved away from, but it can just be a slight purge. So for some of you, if you become in contact with twin, what you may find is it brings up an old energy and you're thinking you're going back over old ground. It's not necessarily old ground. And again, both twins will feel the same frequency, okay? Because they're energies that we both will transmute through each other. So if there's something energetically that you don't feel blessed about, and if there's something energetically twin is not releasing a wound from, it will transmute through you. So especially when you look at the masculine and the feminine energies of a karmic cycle tying up, anything that comes up energetically, especially since this is on your twin side, yet energetically what's coming through is on your side, of something of a sense of a bad investment that you thought you'd purged, it's actually coming through on your side. So this can be a download from your twin that you're having, and you're filtering it through your energy stream, and you're not seeing the blessings in it. You're like, the blessing is when we get these downloads from our twin, it means they're doing the work. If you energetically are feeling very tired all of a sudden, they're generally having an upgrade. If you're feeling nauseated, again, it can be ascension symptoms, but again, depending on the, what your twin is dealing with energetically, if they have any codependent frequencies, especially if the devil card comes up, but that aside, if they are toxic and they're heavy drinkers or anything to that degree, them purging that frequency can actually be transmuted through you. Look at this funky piece of hair. It's really irritating me. So, clarity, something's hidden, right? And again, this is coming up to the surface, which does align with this card here. Old wounds coming up for a purge. You're wanting that clarity though. You know, you emotionally feel a sense of stagnation. The block isn't a hold back, it's a move forward, but at the time it's not going to feel that way. Again, blessing. I'm pulling this card as a blessing. Now, to me, abundance can be an internal knowing of your self-worth, your value, especially with something in a sense that's been stagnant. You feeling a lackluster connection to, you know, I want my twin with me. Why isn't this moving forward? Energetically, self-worth comes to mind, right? Not seeing the value in your own self, heaven sent, because it's an internal thing. It's not an external thing. Some of you, very separately, can be getting money that you've been waiting for. Okay. I'm going to leave that one. I'll get back to that card. We'll get onto your twin side, and then we'll read the energy in between, and I'll read you the card that's coming through for the lack of clarity and the stagnation. Very interesting. Okay, now with your twin, a lot of healing's coming through on their side. And it can be in relation to a third party, karmic energy, frequency, and an energy purge that's coming up for them to release this karmic cycle. Past tense energy. Some of them may feel energetically whatever they're doing, they're not completely, and it can go either way, because energies, we're dual, energies can swap. But what I'm seeing energetically is an old frequency had been tied up in a sense of a loose end, and energetically they're feeling like they're cheating on you. And it feels strange because it's not, I'm not sort of feeling that frequency. I'm more feeling they feel blocked. They want to move forward in a particular direction, but some sense of an old frequency is holding them back energetically to purge that pain, body experience, so they can physically move forward. Now, any aspects of family betrayals, again, it's a purge on their side. Now, when the purge comes through on this side, it doesn't have to directly relate to them. It can be a tie through the family. It can be an energy of a karmic. Whatever's being purged is generally, especially at a heavy ratio, which I'm feeling it is quite heavy on this side, it can be coming from your twin, coming from a karmic energy, and it's transmuting to purge it, to cut that tie. The work that they're doing is gaining the strength to move forward. They're putting the work in. And again, this can be financial, but I'm feeling this is very emotional. Inspiration-wise, they're trying to get that energy balance, and it could be financially they've been blocked. They're really trying to move forward. They're trying to find their value outside of themselves instead of inside of themselves, which is what I said at the beginning of the reading, especially when it comes to manifestation and feeling that abundant frequency inside. And they really do want union, all right? But they're gaining the strength. Now, they also see that perhaps they weren't a masculine or a feminine, previously speaking. And it's not that that was an intentional thing. It was due to blocks. We always come to this frequency due to blocks, not due to a twin energy, not due to the third party energy. It has absolutely nothing to do with that. But energetically, a pain body receives it very differently. Now, the betrayal they're having within the family, if they are in a karmic situation, is connected to the karmic. Can also, I'm saying, very separately connected to family-related dynamics. Kin, mother, father, adopted parents, etc. Really seeing things that weren't as balanced for them. Now, they're trying to be very rational. Right? They're trying to be very fair and understanding, and I feel a great deal of meditation for them. They're still doing work, but they feel something that they worked on previously kept them in limbo. Because they had hoped something would change, but it was magically they were feeling it would change. Now, it's either with you or it can be directly in their own life path. This can be, you know, if you are the one where you feel spiritually you're more advanced, it really does depend on what wave you are. Both energies, as I said, can swap depending on what energetic side you're more heavier on week by week with any given situation. But I am feeling this person has gone through the ringer. You know, how do I put it? The waiting and the work, they felt like no matter what they were doing, they were attracting bad luck or attracting the same frequency, have done a great deal of work on themselves. Capricorn, you also have done a great deal of healing, but in a very different way. And I feel you've kept your energy very private and very close to your chest. I do feel external to you. You've really had a lot of crap coming towards you from other people projecting towards you. The energy between you, you know, there is a joining coming, but it is going to take a lot of effort, and especially with all the transformations coming through, I do feel a very fast-paced energy of trying to tie up loose ends. And again, between you do have the Justice. So it does feel within your own lives, you're trying to gain the balance in order to bring this into the connection. Okay. The masculine frequency may be coming through in both of your lives right now in order to balance you out to deal with these situations. Now, if you're a feminine and you're wondering what's happening, the masculine is moving forward. And the reason I waited on this very last card is because, interestingly enough, as I said, your counterpart wishes for this. Capricorn is wishing for balance and truth and compromise. And on Capricorn's side, when it does come to the lack of clarity, the loneliness, you know, really wishing to have this and really having to use the third eye, which is the moon energy. And I did say around the moon, something would transpire. Now, the internal abundance, knowing the blessings and the gifts, not understanding it's heaven sent, that's your karmic energy to learn this 2 weeks, is reunion is coming. Now, the reunion does come from self first, and then when you are balanced energetically, intuitively, you will both know how to deal with this, that your counterpart does actually have the inspiration, but they're working on that this 2 weeks in order to gain it, but they're looking outside of themselves. They're dealing with more 3D, you're dealing with more 5D. The understanding, the knowing, the essence of the energy and the vibration. Twin is really dealing with the 3D, tying up loose ends, energetically doing the purge, feeling the energy in the pain body and moving forward. Both of you, the lessons you will learn in the next 2 weeks is what is a blessing. And, you know, even in the yuck, there's a blessing in it, and it's going to come through to you in clarity through the moon energy. This can just be a physical aha moment about how to reach union. That can be a financial balance and the reasons why they're wanting that on their side. And for this side, counterpart's energy, what was the wound can be the power they had within them, but they didn't realize they had it, that the inspiration was always within them. Love and light.